Watch the iconic staircase in any Brady Bunch episode and look at the walls on either side. They are gone on purpose. That staircase led to nothing but scaffolding. These are 20 hidden details you completely missed in the Brady Bunch. Number 20. That familiar 3x3 grid of faces felt like a fun visual idea, but the technique behind it was developed for an Oscar-winning Canadian short film. Christopher Chapman invented the multi-dynamic image technique for his 1967 documentary A Place to Stand, and it gained mainstream attention through the Thomas Crown Affair the following year. Visual effects pioneer Howard A. Anderson Jr., the same artist behind the visual systems for I Love Lucy and Star Trek, assembled 9 separate 35mm clips on an optical printer for the Brady version. The grid was refilmed every single season to match the aging cast. Pause the Season 1 opening against Season 5, and the framing shifts noticeably. Archive of American Television interviews confirm Christopher Knight looked the wrong direction in Season 1, because directors gave unclear positioning cues. Number 19. Anne B. Davis is remembered as housekeeper Alice, but she arrived on Paramount's Stage 5 already carrying 2 Emmy Awards. Davis won back-to-back Supporting Actress Emmys in 1958 and 1959 for playing Schultze on The Bob Cummings Show, years before the Brady Bunch existed. Producer Sherwood Schwartz had to negotiate her away from a stand-up comedy booking in Seattle, and Paramount purchased out her existing contract to make it happen. Her deal included a specific guarantee. Her credit would always be read last, and her face would permanently occupy the dead center square of the opening grid. Look at the middle box in every episode's opening. That position was not a creative choice. It was a contract term negotiated before a single frame of the show was filmed. Number 18. Mike Lookinland appears throughout the series with brown hair that matches the other Brady boys, but his natural color was strawberry blonde. Schwartz had Lookinland dyed dark brown using Clairol Number 43 every week for 5 consecutive years to maintain visual consistency with Robert Reed. The casting process was unusual from the start. Schwartz personally interviewed 264 children before settling on his 6 leads, and he locked in all 12 kids before choosing his adult cast at all. Lookinland was the only child to appear on both the blonde and brunette candidate lists, which is how he landed the role even with the wrong natural hair color. In rare behind-the-scenes photographs from the production period, his strawberry blonde roots are visible in between dye applications. Number 17. The building at 11,222 Dilling Street in Studio City is the most recognizable home in television history, and the Brady cast never once set foot inside it. The real structure is a single-story ranch built in 1959 by architect Harry M. Lumdelius Jr., with no central staircase and no second floor. The entire TV interior was a 2-story set constructed from scratch on Paramount's Stage 5. Production added a fake upper floor window to the exterior to complete the illusion. The McAllister family purchased the real property in 1973 for $61,000. HGTV paid $3.5 million for it in 2018 and had to dig into the foundation to add a second story for a very Brady renovation. Compare any exterior shot to any interior staircase shot, and the roofline makes a second floor structurally impossible. Number 16. The iconic staircase that 6 children ran up and down across 5 seasons was a stage construction with nothing behind the top landing. HGTV renovator Jasmine Roth confirmed during a very Brady renovation that the onstage stairs literally stopped with no rooms connected above. The sides of the staircase had no walls because camera operators needed open sightlines to capture the wide descending shots the show became famous for. That open architecture is visible in certain angles if you look at the edges of the frame during wide staircase sequences. In wide shots, look at the upper left and right corners. The wall surfaces end abruptly and the open stage is faintly visible beyond them. Every confident descent looked effortless because the set was built around the camera's needs, not any architectural reality. Number 15. The kids' shared bathroom appeared in dozens of episodes showing a double vanity, a tub, and a shower, but never a toilet. ABC's Standards and Practices Code for Family Hour programming in 1969 prohibited visible bathroom fixtures, and network executives reviewed set designs to enforce the rule. Art director William L. Campbell built the bathroom set in exact compliance, removing any element that could trigger a standards violation. Mike Lookinland noted publicly that the children's father was a professional architect who had apparently designed a bathroom without a usable commode. According to Barry Williams' memoir Growing Up Brady, the omission became one of the most frequently discussed details among the cast. Pause any bathroom scene and scan the full room. The toilet position is always just outside the frame. Number 14. The bright green backyard and outdoor scenes was AstroTurf from the 1965 patented artificial turf line, because real grass could not survive soundstage lighting conditions. Early in the production run, a falling light rig burned a visible hole in the turf. The crew slid Tiger's doghouse over the damaged area to hide it. The doghouse remained anchored in that same position in the background of every outdoor scene for all 5 seasons, even after Tiger was written out of the show with no explanation. Look at the backyard in any outdoor scene after season 2. The doghouse is always in the same spot in the frame, never moved, never explained. The sliding glass patio door in those same scenes also had no glass in it, removed to prevent lighting reflections from ruining camera shots. Number 13, the distinctive decorative horse on the living room divider looks like a custom piece built for an architect's tasteful home. It was a shared Paramount prop. Campbell based the interior on his own home and pulled all props from Paramount's existing inventory. The Tang Dynasty-style horse had already appeared in the 1958 film Bell, Book and Candle and on Bewitched, and was being used concurrently on the Paramount series Mannix during the same production years. The large abstract painting visible behind the stairs was on loan from the Mod Squad set. When HGTV recreated the Brady interior in 2019, the only surviving original prop found in Paramount storage was a single ceramic vase. The team had to 3D print missing legs onto a replacement horse to recreate the living room divider accurately. Number 12. The theme song sounds like a cheerful cast introduction, but the Season 1 voices belonged to studio session singers, not the cast and not the credited recording group. The Peppermint Trolley Company recorded the pilot theme but left their label before the series aired. Studio vocalists Paul Parrish, Lois Fletcher, and John Bayland overdubbed new vocals onto the same instrumental. Starting Season 2, the Brady kids took over. Schwartz also revised the closing lyric, changing the phrase from "They all became the Brady Bunch" to "We all became the Brady Bunch." Florence Henderson, the Broadway-trained vocalist in the adult cast, was never given a line in the theme across all 5 seasons. Listen to the Season 1 opening against Season 2, and the vocal quality and blend shift noticeably. Number 11. Robert Reed defines the role of Mike Brady so completely that another actor seems unthinkable. But Reed was a fallback candidate. Schwartz's original choice was Gene Hackman, 1 year before The French Connection made him a film star. Paramount refused to approve even a preliminary interview because Hackman's television audience recognition score was too low to justify a network commitment. Reed was already under a Paramount contract and received the role largely through availability rather than active selection. He called the series just as inconsequential as it can be and stated he did not want it acknowledged on his tombstone. According to Schwartz's memoir Brady, 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 that conflict between Reed's classical training and the demands of weekly family television ran without interruption from the pilot through the final episode. Number 10. The animal viewers saw in Tiger's emotional farewell scenes was not the original Brady family dog. The first Tiger was struck by a vehicle on the Paramount lot during the filming of the Season 1 episode Catch You in October 1969, the same episode in which Jan is portrayed as allergic to the family dog. The trainer, concerned about losing the production contract, brought a replacement animal from a local shelter and presented it as the same dog. When filming began, the substitute left the set immediately. For the farewell scene, the crew restrained the replacement animal's collar to keep it still for the required shot. Watch Tiger's behavior in early Season 1 episodes against the later appearances. The second dog's responses to cast members differ from those in the earliest footage. Number 9. The familiar pilot episode The Honeymoon aired in September 1969. But an earlier cut of the same episode was filmed first, and never broadcast. Principal photography began on October 4, 1968, on Stage 5, and the early version featured cartoon thought bubble captions appearing above the lead characters' heads, a longer wedding ceremony sequence, different opening music, and no Brady Bunch in color title card. 2 original cast members were replaced before the series went to air. Joyce Bulifant was the original Carol Brady, and Monty Margitz was the original Alice. The Lost Media Archive has documented this earlier version through production records, though the footage itself has not been located. Compare the aired pilot's title card, and opening music to the Season 1 theme and the shift in graphic style is immediately apparent. Number 8. By December 1969, the show was circling cancellation. ABC had not yet committed to ordering the back half of Season 1. The episode The Voice of Christmas, Season 1 Episode 12, drew enough viewers that ABC ordered the remaining episodes and secured the production's continuation. There was never another Christmas episode across 5 seasons because the Friday nighttime slot kept being preempted by seasonal programming, which prevented the format from becoming a recurring element. The show also never cracked the year-end Nielsen Top 30, peaking at number 31 in Season 3. The series survived on consistent Friday night performance, not dominant ratings. The Voice of Christmas is identifiable by the Christmas tree centerpiece and the carol performance sequence. That single episode is the reason the Brady house remained standing through 1974. Number 7. Mike Brady is calm, patient, and wise across 117 episodes. The actor playing him was in documented conflict with the production for all 5 seasons. Writer and producer Sherwood Schwartz described Reed as a Royal Academy of Dramatic Art trained Shakespearean, who viewed the show's scripts as fundamentally incompatible with serious performance. Reed walked off the set on at least one occasion because a writer had incorrectly stated the population of a specific American city. He drafted memos attacking specific lines, props, and plot logic. Paramount and ABC executives eventually agreed to route his correspondence to disposal without reading it. According to Hollywood Reporter coverage of the show's legacy, that conflict never resolved. Watch any scene where Reed delivers a calm parental lesson and the entire dynamic shifts once you know the memos existed. Number 6. The Harebrained Scheme, Season 5, Episode 22, aired March 8, 1974, and is the final episode of the series. Robert Reed is not in it. Reed refused to film the plot in which a hair tonic accidentally turns a character's hair bright orange. His written objection described the scenario as Batman in the operating room. Schwartz redistributed all of Reed's dialogue to Florence Henderson and Ann B. Davis. The script explains the father's absence with one line noting he was out of town on business. Reed arrived on the lot anyway and refused to participate. Schwartz declined to have him removed, noting Reed was still the children's father. Nobody involved in production knew this was the final episode. Season 6 scripts were already being developed when ABC made the cancellation decision. Number 5. Susan Olsen appears unharmed and cheerful throughout the pilot episode. The actress playing her had been treated for facial injuries hours before filming her close-ups. During the first week of Stage 5 production, lighting equipment fell from the catwalk while Olsen was seated in the makeup chair, ricocheting off 2 crew members before striking her face. She filmed the wedding ceremony close-ups with visible bruising and swelling. Lucille Ball's personal makeup artist Hal King was brought in to manage the injuries on a daily basis. Olsen disclosed the full account on the Real Brady Bros podcast decades later, unaware until adulthood of what the crew had managed. Study Olsen's close-ups in the wedding sequence against her full-body shots. The lighting and camera angles in those frames were deliberately adjusted. Source: Hollywood Reporter. Number 4, The Subject Was Noses, Season 4, Episode 18, is one of the most discussed episodes in the show's history. The wrong person has been publicly assigned responsibility for it for over 50 years. The football that strikes Marcia in the face was thrown by Lloyd Schwartz, the creator's son, who was working in a production role on the episode. Williams, who played Greg, has confirmed in multiple interviews that strangers still stop him to assign blame for the moment. Maureen McCormick, who played Marcia, was in an actual road accident on the day the episode first aired and sustained real facial injuries. Rewatch the throw and the impact frame by frame. The angle of the ball's approach is inconsistent with the position any of the Brady boys occupied in that scene. Number 3. The Season 4 Hawaii episodes are remembered as an adventure arc involving a tiki idol and a tarantula. Both actor Barry Williams and actress Maureen McCormick wrote separately about the same kiss on a Hawaiian beach during the Oahu location shoot in 1972. Williams documented it in his memoir. Growing Up, Brady and McCormick described it in her memoir. Here's the story. The Hawaii production gave the cast significant time away from Paramount for the first time in 4 seasons. Actors Christopher Knight and Eve Plum also began spending extended time together during the same location shoot. Watch the beach scenes in those 3 episodes. Knowing what both Williams and McCormick independently documented changes the visible chemistry in every relaxed outdoor frame of that location shoot. Number 2. The Brady Bunch looks like uncomplicated family entertainment. It began as a response to a documented social shift. In 1966, Schwartz read that roughly 31% of American marriages involved a child from a previous relationship. He called it his eureka moment and wrote the pilot. All 3 major networks demanded revisions. Schwartz refused, and the project sat for nearly 3 years. The 1968 film Yours, Mine, and Ours with Lucille Ball and Henry Fonda proved the format was bankable, and ABC returned to greenlight the show. ABC's standards and practices then blocked Schwartz from portraying Carol Brady as divorced. Mike Brady is explicitly identified as a widower in the pilot, but Carol's prior marriage is never referenced once across all 117 episodes. Watch the opening wedding scene with that restriction in mind. Number 1. The Brady Bunch is inseparable from its image of a warm, patient father. Robert Reed was in opposition to that image for the entire production run. Reed trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London and at Northwestern University. He described the show as something he did not want acknowledged on his tombstone. Florence Henderson wrote in her memoir Life is Not a Stage that she recognized Reed's discomfort from the pilot shoot and intervened with directors during difficult scenes. Henderson remained close to Reed until his passing in May 1992 and personally informed each of the 6 Brady children of his diagnosis. Watch any scene where Reed delivers a quiet lesson. Every expression of warmth was produced in contradiction to what he believed about the script. The Brady Bunch is the most recognizable home in American television, and everything about it was built to hide something else. The staircase led nowhere, the props came from other shows, and the man playing the perfect father opposed every script. Every rewatch carries a different weight. Which hidden detail surprised you most? And what film should we open next?